Good morning, everyone. Greetings from Indiana. So glad you could join us for coffee, and it's nice to be with you again. I hope you had a nice week and a nice weekend. I'm over in Indiana. I say there's a golf cart mess every week during the summer. It's kind of a unique thing. People they're going to come in their golf carts. And we'll have a wonderful July 4th celebration. But once again, I ask you to remember our retired priest in Perryville, Missouri, especially those in need of healing. And I'd like you to remember also people, friends of the mission, who have asked for prayers for healing. And so I'd like you to remember Allison and Karen and Loretta Louise and Orestine and Pat, Sharon. And also remember Brian and Bill and Clarence and Leonard and Ralph, Joel, Riley, Stan. They need our prayers, and I hope you remember them. So, today, July 4th, Independence Day. It's a big day in America. We celebrate our independence. And also we remember people. Now, I always think on this day and, the weekend of July 4th, the things that always come to mind, they all begin with the letter P. It's parade and it's picnic and pyrotechnics, fireworks. And America's fascinated with fireworks. I don't know whether it's just the uniqueness of them or the creativity of them, or maybe because they're legal, I don't know. But people love them. And there's also not only the parade, the picnic, and the pyrotechnics, but people. The celebrations on July 4th, they're about people getting together. And then remembering other people, and remember people who made a difference. And I think about that often, that I don't know why else we're here. I mean, I'm smart enough to know God did not put me here on this earth for me. He didn't need that. So he put me here, I'm convinced, for others. So on a day when we remember people who made a difference, we remember people who said yes. And people who went to war for our freedoms. They said yes. And it's easy to remember people by their heroism, heroic actions. But maybe it's more important to remember that they said yes. They said yes to going, to making a difference. And I think as we remember, all of those who have given their lives for our country, for the freedoms that we have, I'll remember and thank them for their saying yes. And I guess today, as we celebrate and remembering, I want to be someone who God is proud of because he said yes. Yes to God. Yes to what he wants me to do. I think often that it's never in the big things. Mother Teresa used to always talk about that. I'm going to talk about somebody who really said yes to make a difference in the world, and she sure did. I remember people like that, and I remember, not just Jesus, but the people who said yes. I mean, people you wouldn't think of. The Danny Thomases and the Jerry Lewises of the world who said yes because they cared about especially children, and gave their life. And even today, St. Jude's Hospital and Muscular Dystrophy Association still genuinely care about kids. I don't know of anything better to say yes to than that. Speaking of kids, so I read a story, last night that, the family goes to church, and it's nice that I hear that and see that, that the families are still going to church. But anyway, the minister, the priest, I mean, he gave a homily that was a basic homily about saying yes. And he ended up saying, it's better to give than receive. So when the family came on, a teenager who didn't want to go to church anyway, but anyway, he comes out of church and his dad says, "Hey, what'd you hear in there today?" Trying to see if he learned the lesson. What'd you hear in there today? Well, that guy said that it's better to give than receive. Where's the profit in that? That's kind of the way a lot of our kids think today. But that's what the world is kind of saying too. And that's unfortunate that there has to be some profit margin or something that I have to get out of it. I don't remember Jesus ever doing that. And the people who said yes to Jesus, who said yes to God, those people that I recall, and it was about them. Think about all the people who went to war, all the soldiers, all the men and women. It surely wasn't about them. There was nothing in it for them. I mean, they literally gave their life for somebody else. And today, on this day of celebrating independence, and with all the parades and the picnics and the pyrotechnics, I'll remember the people who said yes. I'll remember the people who really, they gave a lot of themselves, not for themselves. And for that, God smiles. So enjoy. It's worth remembering the people who said yes. And I remember a lot of you who have stayed in touch with us through our website. And I appreciate you saying yes to that. So as always, at the end of our time together, we continue to ask God for the miracles that we need. And we need his help in times when times are difficult. And there are a lot of difficult times now. So join me. Divine Savior, transform me into yourself. May my hands be your hands. May my tongue be your tongue. Grant that every faculty of my body may serve only to glorify you. Above all, transform my soul and all its powers, that my memory, my will, and my affections may be the memory, the will, and the affections of you. I pray you to destroy in me all that is not of you. Grant that I may live but in you and by you and for you, and that I may truly say with St. Paul, I live now, not I, but Christ lives in me. God bless. Don't forget to check our website out during the weeks on Wednesday. Hope to see you again next week. God bless.